I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foss and Kajin Cosplay, and tonight, guys, we are watching with you guys Hatanta!
Episode 19. What happened last episode?
Phase 3 is finally done.
Phase 4. Oh, Phase 4 is finally done.
Yeah, Phase 4. Sorry, I'm a bit confused right now.
Yes.
So Phase 4 is done, and the final phase, I hope so, is...
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, there's only like 9 people left or something. Yeah, 9 people left.
Phase
And,
93, only one contestant left.
it looks like Phase 5, the final one, is gonna be like a tournament of some sort. Like they're gonna have to fight each other, or at least that's what we assume. And
well,
they all
said the bracket is done, so I think it will be a tournament. So.
Well, yeah, but a tournament of what? Like, are they gonna fight? I hope not, because I mean, a lot of them might end up facing friends, and I don't. Well, as much as I would like to see everyone's
We'd
skills.
like to see friends fighting each other. Just
No,
to see the skills
I
of
want to
everyone.
see the skills, not the friends fighting each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what that old man has in mind, so we'll find out this episode. By the way, Gon once again did a genius thing last episode. And he showed like a lot of courage. So this kid is very surprising. Every single episode he's like, he impresses us. So I cannot wait to see if he does it once again this episode. Or, I mean, I want to find out who's against who, if it's a fight, if it's tournament and stuff. So I'm excited for Phase 5. Let's jump into this episode and see what happens. Alright. Alright.
Yeah, I think that to determine the best hunter from those who are kind of okay or the worst kind, it's not about who's the strongest, but who's, no matter how many times they get down, they find the will to get up.
That's one thing I didn't get when they explained the tournament. Like, I don't know if it didn't register in my mind, but I thought that they could still win by strength, you know? I thought you couldn't kill them, but I thought that if you knocked them out or something, it was okay. Which is why I was like, he's gonna lose against Hanzo. But then after that, they said, oh no, it's the only way to win is to
make them
surrender.
Yeah.
And then during the fight, I was like, I think he's still, examining him even now because of his willpower and stuff. That's exactly what's happening. It's a battle of willpower. And then in that case, I go with your judgment. Hanzo was gonna lose because of no freaking way that Gon is gonna lose because of that, you know?
But Killua doesn't understand the purpose of the 5th phase.
Nope, he doesn't. I mean, I think he's been trained. Wait.
Yeah, I think he's been trained all his 12 years of a lifetime
To be the strongest.
the only thing that matters is power, and those who are not strong enough don't deserve to live or something in that case.
Even more than that, I think, the way he's been going at this tournament, this exam thing, he doesn't know what hardship is, He doesn't know what never giving up is because he always wins his fights. It's super easy.
Yeah.
The one time it actually started was against the old man when he couldn't get the ball, and he left, like he gave up because he thought for sure he was gonna kill him if it continued. But according to you guys, it's so not true. And I think you're right, like,
sweet summer child.
it's so not true. So he doesn't know what willpower is because he never had to use it. He's never been the weakest in the fight, so he never had to rely on his willpower to continue. Because this is a huge quality in a shonen hero. The will to just keep getting up and keep fighting even though you're on the ground, especially when things are at stakes. I was thinking during the fight, before it kind of registered that, okay, it's a battle of willpower. It's not about, strength and
When
stuff.
exactly it was about strength?
Literally when he, when
When
they
exactly?
said it. And the weird thing is, he did say at the beginning of the fight, but then I had already said who I thought was gonna win, so I was like, I need to stand by what I said,
Yeah, you need to.
But still, during the fight, I was thinking at one point, live to fight another day. That still stands, because when you're fighting like an opponent that's clearly stronger than you, if you keep going and that you don't know if that opponent is gonna stop like Hanzo did. Facing Hisoka, if it had been different, like, yes, never give up, but if you are given the chance to fight another day, and you know that if you refuse that chance, you're gonna die, I mean, you're a bit dumb, you know? You need to, yes, resolve is amazing, especially when things are at stakes, but in a tournament like this one, it's both very impressive and very, like, it's beautiful to see him stand up every time and just stick to his beliefs and stuff. And it's also very crazy to know that he could have died right there if it wasn't for Hanzo, because Hanzo wanted to live. So if he had, he wanted to win this. So if he had thought like someone like Killua, who didn't understand the whole point of this, or that didn't really care, like Tonpa, about the exam, he could have died right there. So I'm a bit mixed. Like I didn't want him to lose this fight, but at the same time I was like, maybe it's best if you lose the fight. But in this sorry, environment, I'm not saying like you're fighting to save the world and you're facing the opponent, and I mean your fight the lives of so many people depend on this fight. Now I'm gonna say don't give up. Like, even if you're on the ground, you lost a limb and stuff.
Though, when do you need to decide what matters the most? If for something as trivial as a tournament like this, you're willing to, it doesn't matter, it's not that important, I'm gonna surrender. You're gonna surrender all your life, because you would not have a strong willpower, a strong enough willpower.
I agree with that
too.
After that. I agree with that too, especially since that's what they are looking at in this exam. Like, they are looking to see if you have the guts to do this job, to be a hunter, because this is not going to be easy. And if you, like you said, if you give up at the first opportunity, you don't deserve to be a hunter, you know? Which is why, like, the one that's going to be at the top of the bracket is going to be sent away. Like, he's not going to pass, because that means he gave up on every single fight, because you cannot lose if you're knocked unconscious or even killed. Like,
well, if you're dead, you cannot win.
Well, I mean, you can't win, but I mean, the only way for you to win is for your opponent to say, I give up. So in fights like later on with Killua, with Hisoka, with Kurapika and Leorio, that's gonna matter a lot. Especially with Leorio, because I mean, he might not be the strongest, but you know damn well he's not gonna give up.
Well, I hope so, because remembering the first phase, he was willing to give up, but because of his friend, he didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, his friends are there.
Thanks to God, I think that his friend gonna be on the side and encouraging him, so he might continue on. But I'm leaving space to be surprised for his fight.
We could always be surprised. Like, now that I understand, like, I don't know why, like, I can analyze stuff in series, and I can understand things that you guys are saying you never even imagined, but then when you got stuff that clearly explained in the episodes, it just goes right past my head. I don't get it. But now I understand how the tournament works, so now, I mean, I'm gonna make... we're gonna do a bracket for that for sure. Like right after we start right after this episode, and before we start the other one, we're gonna make our predictions and stuff. And now that I know how it works, it's gonna be a lot easier. Like,
a lot easier. We can still be surprised.
Oh yeah, we could still be surprised, especially since there are people there that we don't know.
We don't know yet. Yeah.
So,
but like I told you before the fight, I think that maybe later on the show, Gon would probably surrender for something that mattered maybe most than the fifth.
It would go completely against his character, which would put him at, well, not a disadvantage, but it would create a change in him for sure. Like, that's one thing
that he won't have any other choice to just surrender.
That's one thing that we noticed this episode. Sorry, baby. Especially with Hisoka, recently he's been facing opponents that are so much stronger than he is, and we are used to seeing Gon win everything so easily, and he's just very good at what he does. And now he faces people like Hanzo and Hisoka, and he realizes that he's not there yet. He's not as strong. Well, I mean, he's not a character that cares that much about being strong. Like, if it was Kurapika, it would be totally different, you know?
Yeah,
or Killua. If Killua had to face someone that was stronger than him, he would be destroyed, because it would destroy his vision of what he is, you know? Gon, I don't think he focuses so much on strength, but it's just showing him that the world he's going into is different than what he expected, and he's not as ready. And what he hates the most is being helpless. Not being able to help himself, not being able to react in a situation, and being being pitied by his enemies.
That's why he's always trying to find a way out of every situation.
So, I mean, he's never gonna give up because that's what he hates most. And he's never gonna accept people just saying, you're not strong enough, so I'm making you give up, you know? I'm taking that choice for you. He hates that. When that happened with Hisoka, he was really, really mad because he didn't have a choice. Hisoka made him give up. And he was ready to fight, but he just couldn't, so he was helpless. So that's a thing that's going to come back for sure with him. He's the main character of a shonen. Of course, he's got that quality. So, and I mean, I've never, in some shows, we don't see the main character give up, but I think it's really interesting when they are facing that depression, that shit, I had to lose, you know, I had to give, especially when they make that choice themselves. I think it's very interesting to see their mind going through this and just the character grow through that. We saw it a bit in Bleach before Bleach went to shit. In Naruto, we saw it sometimes, but not with the fights. We saw it with the personal problems. So I'm excited to see it maybe in this too. So we've seen it with Hisoka, so I wonder if it's going to happen later on.
Alright. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go make our predictions now. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is already up on Patreon. The link is in the description.
So go click and subscribe. And if you don't wanna, next one will be up on YouTube in a couple of days.
Yes.
Well, this Friday technically. So see you in 2 days, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.